Good evening, parents and students of the Muroc Joint Unified School District. My name is Kevin Cordes. I'm the district superintendent. Just want to welcome you to this week's video. For parents, this week you should be receiving some information regarding Chromebooks. We will be exchanging many of the Chromebooks out, so just be looking for some initial information, and next week we'll have more details for you, but please be on the lookout for that. Also, parents, if you could do us a favor and maybe have a discussion with your child if you feel that it could be appropriate, and or help us keep an eye on them. But they are kids, and we are starting to see a little bit of an uptick in kids misbehaving using the Chromebooks, whether it's trying, at least attempting to view things that they're not supposed to, but usually it's inappropriate comments, conversations with other students. Just as a reminder, part of what we do is, and what the state has mandated and wants for students, is to have the ability to communicate with their teacher and also the ability to communicate with one another. And we want them to do that as well. We just need them to make sure they're being polite and using appropriate language and avoiding anything that could be considered bullying or inappropriate behavior. So thank you for just double checking that and helping us out with those situations. If there's ever a direct concern, our principals do reach out or teachers reach out, but I thought it was just a good time to remind everyone that we just need to watch the etiquette and to be polite to one another at all times. Some comments came in this week. They always do. There are comments that say, please keep our children rolling just the way they are. Things are working great. And others that say, come on, get us in school. What's going on? We need to get onto this. And so I would like to speak to those that feel like we need to get back into school and also may have a concern that the district is complacent or is happy to just move along the way that we are. I want to reassure everyone that our goal, everyone's goal, teachers' goals, administrators' goals, the school board's goals, everyone is to get kids back into school and to do so as quickly as we can. Obviously, it's doing it in a safe manner. For us as a government agency, we have to follow all of the rules and regulations. So yes, every week we get some comments that talk about how schools across the nation are back, and I talked about this last week about state rights and how states own the rights to how education works within the state. As a reminder, California has put forth so many rules that there is a reason you see that the majority of school districts are still working through their opening phasing. Now, we're no different, and we're doing the same thing. We do have students back. We have special education students that are back. We are currently working on getting more special ed students back in the classroom. And then our goal is, from that point on, our next groups would be our youngest students and working our way upwards. We do not want next fall to be the first time that the majority of our kids come walking through the door. We want to get as many students as we can safely to come back this year. Now, as far as dates, some school districts are releasing dates. They're giving some projected dates. That is too premature for us to do at this time because we're still in the process of filing different applications and putting together safety plans, revising plans that we had put in place that were changed on us by the governor and the state legislature, which have been changed back once again. This last week we learned that there's another new process that we can apply for, which would allow us to be able to start bringing students back in a better manner than we could previously. And so that's what we're working on now. Every day there are adjustments. Just as an example, today there was major adjustments made for high school students as it pertains to sports. Now that's just one particular piece of a very large pie when it comes to education. Sports is just a section of education. But even there, major decisions were made today and released by the governor that completely changed all direction that we had been given in the past. That is just an example of how everything has been working for education in California. We every day are receiving new information. We're seeing what guidance we must follow. What are the procedures that we have to put in place in order to be able to bring kids back? I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish that it was as simple as the superintendent says, we're coming back. We sit down and we discuss it as a team and we say, this is how we think we can do it. And in a few days, implement a plan and get going. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is. Governments are known for bureaucracy and procedures. There's reasons for that. They're not always bad, but they do take time to work through. We are working through the process. I guarantee you that's what we're doing. Every day, that's what we devote our time to. One is seeing that the kids are getting the best and the most solid education that they possibly can, supporting those that are providing that. And whether that is improving bandwidth, improving programs that we have that we can use for teachers to communicate with students, addressing the needs of students socially, emotionally, educationally, and then taking a look at what the latest news is from the state or from the federal government. A lot of guidelines have come out in the last week just from the CDC, and those have trickled down to the state, and a lot of changes have happened there. So we'll take a look at what are students doing today and how can we make today the most successful day possible. We plan for tomorrow and what can we do to make sure that tomorrow is better than today was. And then we're working on what can we do to get everybody back as quickly as possible. One good piece of news for educators in the state of California is that starting Monday, educators who are in the 1B category for vaccinations will be able to receive COVID-19 vaccines. We as a school district are working with our staffs to allow them to be able to get that as quickly as possible, and that is one step of many that help us get ourselves in a position to be able to bring students back. We will be giving options for parents. We understand that some may not feel comfortable to come back. We are willing to work with those parents as well. Just a lot of moving pieces and parts, and we understand that, and those are the things that we work on every single day. So just please know that that's what we're doing. That is our goal, our intent, and we appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this process. We are grateful for all of the positive comments that come in and all of the kudos that are sent out to staff members. As always, I would like to remind you two things. One, if there is a question, concern, problem, keep reaching out to teachers or administrators if needed. And two, if you're sharing a kudo with us and letting us know how much you appreciate someone, let that person know as well if you could. Send them an email, drop them a line in some way, and let them know how much you appreciate what they're doing. Our intent is to support you and your children and to do all that we can to make this the very best school year and the very best day that we possibly can give you. Thank you. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will check in with you again next week.